Welcome to The Explainer. Okay, let's talk about something I think we've all felt. You know that feeling when your motivation just feels broken? Like you know exactly what you should be doing, but you just end up scrolling on your phone instead. Well, you are definitely not alone. And there's this huge trend that promises a solution: dopamine fasting.
I mean, the idea sounds incredible, right? Just take a break from all the stimulation and boom, your brain's reward system resets. Suddenly, you find joy in the little things again. You've probably seen this buzzword everywhere. But let's take a minute and actually look at what the science says. Because honestly, the real story is so much more interesting and way more useful.
All right, so first things first, we have to clear up a massive misconception right from the start. The name of this trend, dopamine fasting, is actually built on a total misunderstanding of how our brains even work.
And this just completely flips the script on what most people think. See, dopamine isn't some chemical you just get from checking social media. It's a fundamental neurotransmitter. It's essential for the most basic functions, like controlling your physical movements. You literally can't turn it off, and believe me, you really wouldn't want to.
So that begs a really important question. If the whole idea of fasting from it is wrong, what is dopamine really doing? And why does it feel like our motivation and our focus are being hijacked all the time? To get that, we need to look way beyond the hype.
So let's get right to the heart of it. It is time to meet the real dopamine. And I'll tell you, its main job is probably not what you think.
Okay, this is the crucial point. Dopamine isn't the reward itself. It's not the pleasure you feel after you get something. It's the engine that pushes us to pursue a potential reward. It's that feeling of, ooh, I want that, right before you get it. This is the chemical that drove our ancestors to explore, to invent, to seek what was over the next horizon. It really is the molecule of desire.
And get this. This is what's so wild. Less than 1% of your brain's neurons are actually dopaminergic. Less than 1%. Yet they have this absolutely massive impact on your behavior, your drive, your decisions. This tiny fraction of cells is basically running the whole show when it comes to your motivation.
Now, to really understand its impact, you have to know that dopamine doesn't just work in one way. It operates on 3 distinct pathways. Think of them like 3 major highways in your brain. And each one leads to a totally different destination and explains a big part of our daily lives.
So, the first highway is all about movement. This is the circuit that lets you do something as simple as reaching for your coffee or walking across the room. When this pathway gets damaged, it leads to conditions like Parkinson's disease. That really shows you just how vital dopamine is for even our most basic physical actions. Now, circuit number 2. Think of this as your brain's big red "I want it now" button. This pathway gets fired up by things that promise a quick, easy reward. Junk food, social media notifications, addictive substances. It's powerful, it's primitive, and man, is it persuasive. And then there's the third highway. This is the part of your brain that plays the long game. This is the circuit that chooses to get 2 marshmallows later instead of 1 right now. It lets you study for that exam, or save up for a house, or work on a project that's going to take months. It's the voice of your strategic, future-oriented self.
So really, our daily struggle for focus and discipline is basically just a constant battle between these 2 circuits: the impulsive, I want it now system versus the patient, long-term planning system. The problem is, our modern world has definitely put its thumb on the scale.
So why does it feel like that immediate reward circuit is winning all the time these days? Well, the answer lies in how our entire environment has been engineered to perfectly exploit our brain's ancient wiring.
This is such a critical distinction to understand. Modern technology is expertly designed to keep us in a constant state of wanting. That's the dopamine-driven chase, often without ever delivering true, lasting liking or satisfaction. It's the endless scroll that always promises the next great video but rarely delivers, right? It just keeps you hooked on the chase.
Here's the core of the problem. The time between wanting something and actually getting it has collapsed to basically 0. And this has had some really serious consequences for our brain's ability to stay motivated for the stuff that's actually hard.
I mean, think about it. For most of human history, getting a meaningful reward, like hunting for food or building a shelter or learning a new skill, it took a lot of effort and a lot of patience. And that whole process strengthened our long-term planning circuit. It taught us the value of waiting for something good.
And now, it's just bam, a single tap, 1 click, no waiting. We've got this fire hose of easy rewards, endless scrolling, one-click shopping, instant food delivery. It's constantly training our brains to expect everything now, which makes it so much harder to delay gratification and go after those meaningful, long-term goals.
So what in the world are we supposed to do about this? The goal isn't to fast from dopamine. We know that's impossible. The real goal is to learn how to manage it, how to redirect it effectively. It's about strengthening that long-term planning circuit and taking back control of our focus.
Okay, so here is a practical 4-step framework you can use to start retraining your brain. First, add friction. Make those easy distractions just a little bit harder to get to. Second, align your wanting with your liking. Go after things that give you a genuine, lasting satisfaction, not just a temporary rush. Third, you gotta master the basics. Good sleep, exercise, these are non-negotiables for a healthy dopamine system. And finally, have a plan for when you feel unmotivated. Try something new or just practice being present to break that cycle.
So, look, the most important takeaway here is to shift your mindset. Don't think of this as depriving yourself or restricting yourself. Think of it as being intentional, being strategic about where you invest your motivation. It's about consciously pointing your brain's powerful wanting system toward the goals that actually matter to you.
Ultimately, when you understand how dopamine really works, you get the power to consciously decide where to invest your most valuable resource, your attention. The real question isn't how to get rid of dopamine, it's how to harness it. So, what do you want to want? The choice is all yours.